April 3rd, 2021. Two experienced hikers entered Death Valley for what they thought would be a simple camping trip. 7 days later, only one of them would walk out alive. This is their true story and your English lesson. Let's begin.
Alex Lofgren and Emily Henkel were both seasoned outdoor enthusiasts. On April 3rd, 2021, they left for Death Valley National Park with water, supplies, and confidence. Death Valley is one of the hottest places on Earth. Temperatures can reach 130 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 54 Celsius. But it was April, spring. The weather seemed safe. A park ranger suggested a remote camping spot, accessible only by a rugged backcountry road. Alex and Emily were driving a Subaru Forester, built for off-road. They felt ready. As they drove deeper, the landscape changed. Silence, stillness, stark beauty, but also brutal. By 5:30 p.m., everything changed. Two sharp pops shattered the stillness. Both passenger side tires torn apart by a jagged rock. They had one spare tire, just one, and no cell reception. Stranded, 22 miles from the nearest paved road. No shade, no water sources, no easy way out. That evening, they created a plan. They packed a day pack, water, tuna, survival kit, essentials. At 4 a.m., they made a critical decision. Instead of retracing their route, they chose a new path toward Mormon Point through a mountain pass. Before leaving, they left a message in the Subaru. 2 flat tires, headed to Mormon Point, 3 days water supply. They arranged rocks into an arrow pointing their direction. Under darkness, they began walking. The moon lit their path with surprising brightness. Though this was life or death, they found moments of calm, even appreciating the desert's harsh beauty. Around 8 a.m., they found hope, a geocache, a logbook left by other hikers. It meant people had walked this trail. They weren't completely alone. But soon, the hike became dangerous. The trail narrowed into a slot canyon, towering walls, jagged rocks, sharp inclines. In the geocache log, someone mentioned a 70-foot waterfall ahead. A mile later, they found it and felt dread. The waterfall dropped straight down a sheer cliff. No simple way down. This needed climbing gear, ropes, harnesses, equipment they didn't have. They searched for another path. Found none. With no choice, they decided to try scaling the cliff.
Alex searched for footholds on the rock face. Emily watched anxiously.
"One step at a time," she called. "Be careful."
He moved steadily, but soon the rock offered no more holds.
"I don't see a safe way down," he called. "I'm climbing back up."
Emily scanned desperately for anything to help. Then she heard him shout,
"I lost my grip!"
"What do you mean?" she cried. She reached for a branch, anything. But it was too late. Alex slipped. He fell 70 feet, vanishing from her sight. Emily screamed, frozen in horror. She was alone. By some miracle, Alex was still breathing. He called out weakly, urging her to get help. Minutes earlier, Emily had noticed a narrow crack on the opposite side of the canyon. Steep, dangerous, but her only hope. Without hesitating, she made a decision. Her safety was secondary. She had to reach him. She crossed to the crack, braced herself between the walls and descended inch by inch. Halfway down, the rock offered nothing more. 30 feet still to go. She dropped her backpack below. Then, she let go. She hit hard. Her ankle snapped, broken cleanly. But she was alive.
Emily realized the horror of her situation. They'd landed on a ledge halfway down. Below was another 100-foot drop, impassable. Even with a good ankle, escape was impossible. That night, she cried in the darkness. Morning brought no relief. Alex was gone. She was trapped. But Emily refused to give up. She took inventory. Water, tuna, survival kit. Inside the kit, a Mylar emergency blanket. She stacked rocks and made a shelter. Most critical was her solar charger. It kept her phone alive, not for calls, but to keep a journal. Every day she wrote, "We will be rescued." But this was Death Valley's most isolated corner. Though the canyon gave shade, it couldn't stop the heat. Each day at 1:30 p.m., the sun peeked through, bringing relentless heat. She found a small nook that shielded her for 4 crucial hours. A tiny waterfall trickled nearby, more a stream than a cascade, but it kept her alive. She developed a ritual: collect water, ration food, patch the blanket, endure, survive, repeat. Trapped with Alex's body just feet away, every hour was a battle against grief, heat, and despair. Somehow, she kept going.
Meanwhile, the world noticed their absence. Search teams swept Death Valley. By April 7th, 4 days after they vanished, crews found a key clue. Alex had signed a backcountry log listing their destination. This led searchers to their abandoned Subaru. Inside, the handwritten note, headed to Mormon Point. On April 8th, Emily heard helicopter blades. Her heart raced. She grabbed the Mylar blanket and waved desperately. The helicopter flew overhead, but didn't see her. Then it returned, circled, slowed. The reflective blanket caught the light. They'd found her. But the helicopter pulled away. Emily was stunned, but knew. They saw me. Help is coming. Hours passed. The sun rose again, her enemy returning. At 7:30 p.m., a drone appeared, confirming her location. She'd been found, but not rescued. Not yet. Another night of waiting. At dawn, a Navy rescue helicopter arrived. The narrow canyon made the rescue dangerous. For 20 minutes, the team fought winds and walls, struggling to reach her. Finally, they succeeded.
Emily was airlifted to a hospital where she had emergency surgery on her ankle. Doctors said keeping her shoe on during the fall likely saved her foot. After 6 days, she returned home to Cincinnati, Ohio. She had survived one of Earth's most unforgiving places. In Alex's honor, the Alexander Lofgren Veterans and Parks Act was passed in December 2021. It grants free national park access to veterans and Gold Star families. A tribute to a man who believed in nature's healing power, and a woman who proved the strength of the human spirit. Emily Henkel chose to keep going in the face of impossible loss. And in doing so, she honors Alex's memory every day.
Now, let's review the key words from this story. 1. Stranded. Mahsur kalmak. They were stranded with no help. 2. Ordeal. Çile, zorlu deneyim. A harrowing ordeal in the desert. 3. Dehydration. Susuzluk. Fighting severe dehydration. 4. Makeshift. Geçici, derme çatma. She built a makeshift shelter. 5. Rescue. Kurtarma. Finally, the rescue arrived. Want more incredible survival stories to improve your English? Hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Thursday, a man survived 8 years alone on a desert island. How? Find out Thursday at 9 a.m. Thanks for watching and keep learning.